lastly, I wanted to provide you with a quick example of how you can apply L'Hopital's rule. So suppose we're asked to evaluate the limit as x goes to 0 of 9x squared divided by 2 times the natural log of secant of x. So first thing we notice is this limit is a ratio, and so we're going to go ahead and plug in the limit point. If we do that, we get the limit as x goes to 0 of 9 times 0 divided by 2 times the natural log of 1 over cosine 0, because we remember that secant x is 1 over cosine x. And so the numerator becomes 0, and the denominator becomes 2 times the natural log of 1 over 1, which is a natural log of 1. And if we remember, the natural log of 1 is 0. So this limit, if we just try to plug in a limit point, gives us an indeterminate form, which is 0 over 0. So now it's time to use some L'Hopital's rule. So we're going to take the limit as x goes to 0 of 9x squared divided by 2 times the natural log of secant x. Taking the derivative of the numerator and the denominator, we see the numerator becomes 18x. And the denominator, we have to use the chain rule, so the 2 as a constant stays there. The derivative of natural log of something is 1 over that something. That's where the 1 over secant x comes from. And then the derivative of secant x, which is inside the natural log, is secant x times tangent x. Now we simplify and we see that secant x in the denominator there cancels with the secant x that's in the secant tangent x term, which is over here. So that cancels with that. And we get the limit as x goes to 0 of 9x over tangent x, and that again is 0 over tangent of 0, which is the same thing as 0 over 0 again, which is another indeterminate form. So we have to do some more L'Hopital's rule. We're looking at this limit now. The limit is x goes to 0 of 9x over tangent x. Differentiating numerator and denominator, we get 9 over secant squared x. Remember that secant is 1 over cosine, so I'm going to rewrite that as the limit as x goes to 0 of 9 divided by 1 over cosine squared x. I plug in that limit point, and I get that that's equal to 9 over 1, or 9. So what does this tell me? Well, this tells me that the limit as x goes to 0 of 9x squared divided by 2 times the natural log of secant x is equal to 9.